Welcome to the CompTIA A+ 220-1101 or Core 1 exam. This is Objective 3.1, Video Cables. A video format that's been around for a very long time is the VGA connector, which stands for Video Graphics Array. The connector itself is a DB15 connector. Although technically that particular size is a DE15, but very often we'll see this referred to as the DB15 connector. This connector is also a very unique blue color. That blue color is associated with VGA in the PC system's design guide standards. This is a standard that supports video displays, but it has no way to integrate audio signals within the video connection itself. So if you are connecting a monitor using a VGA connection, you need audio output as well. You'll have to separate audio from that device. Unlike some of our newer video standards, the VGA signal is an analog signal. So as you extend this VGA signal beyond 5 to 10 meters, you'll see that the screen becomes fuzzier and more difficult to see as that signal degrades. The VGA connector on the back of a computer is a 15-pin connector, and it's a relatively unique connector. You don't see other devices using this 15-pin connector. So whenever you see that connector type, you can automatically assume that's a VGA connection. Here's the back of a video adapter. You can see that it supports HDMI output on this video adapter. This also supports DisplayPort interfaces and DVI interfaces. We'll look at those two types next. DisplayPort is another video standard. It is a digital standard and is able to send packetized videos and audio signals over these DisplayPort cables. There's commonly two different types of DisplayPort interfaces you might see. The standard DisplayPort interface is shown here, and there's a smaller mini DisplayPort interface that can also be used. If you're using the larger DisplayPort interface, you'll notice that there are hooks connected to this particular interface, and that lock into place. So you can't simply pull it out of a DisplayPort interface. You'll need to push down on the tab or the button of the cable itself, and it is a release mechanism. It can be removed easily that way. So on this video card, you can see there's HDMI put, there is display put, there's DVI put, and many different interfaces you can use. DisplayPort is a video standard. It is the digital standard and is able to send packetized video and audio signals over these DisplayPort cables. There's commonly two different types of DisplayPort interfaces you might see. The standard DisplayPort interface is shown here, and there's a smaller mini DisplayPort interface that can also be used. If you're using the larger DisplayPort interface, you'll notice that there are hooks connected to this particular interface that lock into place. So you can't simply put it out of the interface. You'll need to push down on the release mechanism, and so it can be removed. DisplayPorts are also passively compatible with HDMI. You have a computer with DisplayPort interface and a monitor with HDMI interface. You simply need a cable that has each on the other side, and it will be compatible. Here's a video adapter that has HDMI, DisplayPort. You can see that the DisplayPort interfaces are shaped to be slightly different than the HDMI interface. The video card also has DVI connectors at the top as well. So now you should be able to look at the back of any video adapter and be able to immediately recognize what those video interfaces are. This particular card supports DisplayPort output, HDMI, and both a DVI integrated and DVI digital connection. You should also be able to find the cables themselves and quickly identify what type of connector it is. On this screen, we have a VGA connector, a DVI connector, and HDMI. Okay, here we are at the end of Objective 3.1, video cables. Which video peripherals can support analog natively? So VGA and DisplayPort, VGA and HDMI, VGA and DVI, or VGA and USB. Keep in mind that analogs are older types of connections. And the answer is VGA and DVI. Yeah, so you don't need to use any type of special conversion or a plug. It just goes straight in and it'll give you an analog signal, which means there's no sound. Thanks for watching.